Well, while Europe is reeling under pressure of a second wave of COVID, Neelkanth Mishra of Suisse mentions that in India, several indicators are pointing to the pandemic receding, economy improving, but low-income scars are still showing in the economy. According to Neelkanth, he states that active cases are now 39% down from its peak, and nearly around 4% tests are positive, with weekly average now nearly around 50,000 versus 60,000 cases in the last week and 94,000 cases at its peak. It's only 8% of the cases which are now active, and the count is now over 626,000, which is 39% below 18 September peak. Neelkanth also mentioned that this is a broad-based trend that he is observing. Other indicators are also pointing out that the pandemic is receding. For instance, 15% more cases were done last week, and of which only 4.2% of them were really positive. Delhi was an exception here. Also, in terms of the districts, only 8 districts with more than 10 daily deaths is being seen. Oxygen bed usage is falling rapidly in cities like Mumbai. He states that a third of the total deaths occurred in the 8 districts, reporting more than 10 deaths per day, while there is likely to be underreporting of deaths in states like northern as well as the eastern states. Lower utilization of hospitals in several cities suggests that the decline is real. In Mumbai, according to Neelkanth, he observes that Mumbai too oxygen bed usage is down nearly around 15%, and COVID bed use in Delhi is flat versus nearly around 15% active cases. He states that the economy indicators are certainly improving. For instance, the daily GST e-way bill generation was up 17% YOY. As on 25th of October, interstate bills are up 15%, power demand was up 8% YOY. However, it was of course held by a weak base, and the 2-year CAGR still stands at -2%. Local mobility indicators are also showing signs of improvement. For instance, the grocery is stable at over 10% above normal, transit stations at -16%, and retail at -28% versus the -32% last week. Schools, the last major restricted activity, are also set to reopen in several states from November in India. Having said that, Neelkanth still mentions that, however, there are still scars in the broader economy, and which is fairly evident in terms of the elevated demand that we are seeing for the Narega work. And hence he does state that while yes, there are certain indicators which are showing an improving trend, we really need to be watchful in terms of the second wave. And he states that rapid opening up and jump in upper income consumption should really help India.